Shout to Aminata Kamara from the United States of America. It dedicated this song to one of the biggest organizations in the world, Weird.
Yeah, made a crack on the mix.
91 big boy picking.
It's your double tap, see the ball. Daily days, 091. Yellow flag TVs.
Hallelujah.
Come on. We are the organization. Don't care for every nation. We are the organization. Don't care for promote the nation. They know they mix my politics. They know they pass tribalism. They know they mix my politics. Yeah. They know they pass no tribalism.
This now we hard, duck and now we land. So la we all and fine. This now we hard, duck and now we land. So la we all and fine. Who know they back kapu kapu? We had no mix bag bamu bamu. We know they back kapu kapu. We had no mix bag bamu bamu. Go tell the brother sister them say we had don't come over.
We are now we are.
Tell them for we, tell them for me say we had don't come over.
We are now we are. We are the organization. Don't care for every nation. We are the organization. Don't care for promote the nation. They know they mix my politics. They know they pass tribalism. They know they mix my politics. Yeah. They know they pass no tribalism.
Big respect to the one who will make Weird team up strong one. Especially to you, by Bure Kablai from the north. And to you, Shenge Pierre from the south. And me, Amina, happy birthday in advance to you, by Bure Kablai from the north. You celebrate your birthday January. Happy birthday in advance to you, Shenge Pierre from the south. You celebrate your birthday December. This organization, the 3 years, December 2022. We dey tell who members them all over the world, thank you. Yeah.
We are the organization.
Alright, good morning and welcome to another beautiful edition of a program called Rest Right on We Are on YouTube and on Facebook. Plenty thank you to you who don't join me inside the program this morning. We're very much happy and we want to say happy new year to you where they watch me right now. Of course, this is not the very first edition of the program called Rest for the year 2023. Thank God we know they say 2022 again. And we want to be very much grateful to God, Almighty Allah, and other people can say to Jesus Christ our Lord for we're able to see this particular day. So it's a blessing, not that we're special, but you know, just that waiting God wants for it be. So I want to appreciate for that and say plenty thank you. Well, we don't come today and we did look at one very important issue. Yesterday night we actually start for begin analyze. You know, Sembe P, myself and Bible, we begin for look at the issue of the audit report and do a very good comparison. Well, I don't know if it's very good, but we'll do a comparison yesterday. Also, we're able to look at the 2021 report, you know, we don't come out to inside 2022 and the 2020 report or 2020 report will be come out inside 2021. So today we can look at this one again, but this time around we can with the expert, the one where don't they look at money business, where you talk about money business in your area, that one day now down there in just leg for talk about. So we don't come with them inside the program today for let we actually come see how we can able to analyze this particular report where don't come out. So a lot of people get interest, but because of the way how some people don't see the report, some people not actually get interest. Well, you know, this report not as popular as the 2021 report where we get a lot of things then, but we can see how best we can able to analyze them and see the different issues then. Because like me and plenty other people get interest on a specific, you know, office where we see inside 2021 reports, you know, a lot of big damage them caused by that particular office day. But in this 2022 reports, you know, we not see anything from that office day. So we been asked the question, is it that this particular office not able to correct all the wrong them where they be doing inside the last report and make sure say then stand up straight? Well, this is not the thing where we can look inside the program this morning. For make we talk about this issue, we get Thomas Pa Alie Babadie, we're not to train Janaya anymore. And a person this as you see him he already don't introduce himself because he already done the day also inside the program. Thomas Pa Alie Babadie, happy new year to you.
Yeah, many happy returns. Blessed 2023.
Yeah.
And we believe God God in infinite mercy grants me a special grace for ensure we thrive through this year peacefully, go into election, we sit down back as a people, look at yourself individually, and we laugh to each other. That's now my prayer. That's now prayers as civil society for ensure we get a peaceful, calm, and quiet atmosphere this 2023. At the same time again, for ensure we hold the government where we elect democratically accountable for things we will do. Things we will do right, we bring them out to the public, doesn't matter how they look at us. Things we will do correct. We tell the public this is correct, this is good, it is in the interest of the country, but again, let it improve or modify. That is it. For example, is the audit report. The audit reports, they come year in, year out for correct measures them, for identify pitfalls, irregularities, for identify problems within the civil service and the public service.
All right.
We have to understand this.
Yes. So this report, for example, this 2021 report, when they pull inside 2022, because once the 2021, now the financial year, 2021 financial year, all of waiting and spend, waiting and get, how they use them inside 2021, now then pull for we inside 2022. You know, so we see this report don't come out. You know, for government, this is a very good very good report, now welcoming report, and for them sympathizer them now very correct report this way before say the government actually do well in terms of how they perform in the last year and how they perform this particular year. So as a civil society activist and somebody we actually don't watch at how the government is spend money, how they get money, how they implement projects and all things, how you see the 2022 report when at the financial year of 2021?
Yeah, well, you didn't do 2021 for the same 2021. And not possible you don't get you storms the right.
Yeah.
You don't get everything correct, you get them wrong. So that I make sorry.
It's okay.
I'm cold, my voice croaky. You cannot have it. An audit report audited in 2021 for me produced in 2021. It's not possible. And the following year you do them because you have the opportunity to those sitting on the bench for clear the audit, for clear the inquiries them, we didn't get against them, for clear some doubts. That is the reason audit gets 3 stages. You get the visit stage, and they can't visit Saint Pierre. At the Camu, where I come, Saint Pierre gave open for me. You do much. I go inside. When I go inside, I get to sit down with them. When I sit down with them, I get to discuss with them. And Saint Pierre now go say, well, no problem. Welcome, sir. What and what do you want? Then the auditor give us say, I want this, I want this, I want this. From here. That means you cash book, you ledger, you how you call it, key your password to your computer, to your laptop, which kind of software you use, which kind of antivirus you use, how many when I fix as a register. All that the auditor give for ask for them. The gear, but the bank account is not given by the CMPA to the auditors. No, the auditor they go direct to the bank and collect, request, demand. It's imperative by law for GAM the bank transaction, the bank balance.
In other words, the bank statement.
The bank statement. If possible, look at all bank slips. if possible, you jam and it will go for the ask again. We are have the checks which credited on credited checks. We are at the bank transactions from this time to this time. So lots of questions they come up with, on credited checks, on presented checks, checks that are cancelled, debit transfers, credit transfers, what were the taxes you paid? They'll go look at your balance sheets for the year, look at your bank balance for the year. All these things they get for watch carefully and critically. So the auditor gets a big work for do. I mean, any pitfall that identify, they make them available to you. See that this thing you identify as a pitfall. How do you plan going forward to address them? Secondly, last year we came here, these are recommendations we gave. What did you do to correct these measures? Thirdly, you procured X number of things. We are at the procurement meetings. Waiting at the minutes. Let me see the agenda. All these things that the auditor work that they for do. Also brought a big perspective to think about. Now, currently I read about auditing extra because they further now to me, as you say, at the first stop. Now, you can say when the auditor come, a chemistry if you don't understand, and I have to tell the public say, not to the money they use. They don't use public money. And the government say, well, the government say, they are also part of the public. Likewise, we are also part of the public. Now, when the auditors are not put together, the storms are not put together. All we don't put together. Then they shall say everything they intact. Then now they dust up. That's the third stage. When they dust up, then they hand over all pitfalls, irregularities, challenges, problems, all procedures and procedure we don't bypass, with the against international audit standards, with the against international best practices, all they look at what for them, look at them, see them, and see what is the problem. From there, what next? What next? Then they inform you and hand over those praise. So, if you are not sacked, neither suspended, nor sick, or you don't leave, even if you don't leave, you are able to respond to those audit queries. The auditor get the power of high courts. Auditor General, I make the take Supreme Court judge for can judge him if he fall for law. These are reps of the Auditor General, the audit service and the auditors. They represent the Auditor General. They have equivalence of high courts. Now make the go to Parliament for vet and document. Now, having said this, once that is done, what next is that then they move forward for people to develop the reports. Why is it await queries for the answer to? But you don't tell me say you are in office, you are not sacked, really on duty, fired, you are never sick, neither you on leave, on vacation, representing your country or whatever side you do, not for able to respond to those audit queries. Because I make the audit inserts information on that, and because they don't forget the queries responding to. even though you
So,
respond to
so you
pay.
already don't make say we get three sides to the audits. You know, you get
Yeah.
a waiting and call the entrance meeting where then they can meet
Mm,
and explain. You get the
mm,
findings them, and then you get the
mm,
exit meeting. Yeah, now the
yeah.
three thing and this way make the audit report. Before then, when they don't done
Mm,
all thing and they come back to us say now this we find out to what we not get for say.
yeah.
They reply and then they go back and see how they can able for discuss that, and then that is the exit part of it. But we don't
Yeah.
hear audit in, audit out. The auditors them, they actually or audit service they always tell we say then they find it very difficult for get response from people then. Then they find it very difficult for get some sensitive document from some office, government office them. You know, some people them, you know, they're not the go leave, but as they say audit one for come. Now they tell them to go leave. Then we begin to call them now. Hey, who said this document there? Who said this? So at the end of the day, they're not able to get proper auditing. Then just they try for put say, okay, this is not part of this way to find out, you know. So this is a very big problem for the government. But we not see them they take any action against all of them people there. So what do you think say for be done in that area, they, especially where most people they dodge, you know, auditing.
It's quite interesting. And they always forget the power of high court, by the way. He has the power of high court. And so, they say the audit of make it very clear several years. People they refuse to respond to increase them. People they refuse to respond to the auditors them. Now, in every other ministries, department of government agency, there are internal auditors. These internal auditors, what do they do? The account office, they make sure say they all get office dinner toilet. So they became useless. They don't go watch and spy what happen. These civil servants, we are not appointed by the president. But now then they handle the money. Now then they owe the money. Now then they owe the money. So if they dodge, that means there is something fishy, something going on very, very bad. I mean, share again, I'll say this again. In your program, publicly on AIV, I don't care if you take a powerful man, we get ACCA, you put them, now audit service, now waiting rights for the accounting profession, and you do. Although waiting powerful, they do. Now waiting rights, now you do. If that person a mistake, then they withdraw in license. That is definite. Then they withdraw in license permanently from England.
You
So
know,
he has
before
no
I ask you back about the, because I really need to ask you back about the audit report we call this here. But you touch on something very important. We find out, say, the person we did the rights now, not to even holder of ACC, not to, you know, real auditor, as you will talk about somebody we get all of them qualifications then they, you know. So we don't see how a handwork don't talek. Yeah, and we see inside the Institute of Chartered Accountants, we don't tell they all of their members and say nobody know they take that position there, you know, until the government explain proper one to them, waiting make they suspend the auditor general. So now we don't see the handwork. So now I can ask you the question again. Now the 2022 reports don't come out. How you say them?
The report is bad, damaging, alarming, not fit for purpose, very, very evil, devilish. He exposed the civil service and the public service. He exposed the government and tell we say up to date with government them. We did in an embryonic stage. We still not get civil service. We're strong enough for retire money. We have public money. We still say civil servants they use public money as if not in domestic cash. That is within the audit report. I don't read part of them, but I have other things to do so. I got other books to read, you know, this festive. So I don't look at them carefully, it's appalling, my brother. Very, very appalling. It exposed the way our government use money. I mean, government and also the civil service, the public service. How do they use money illegally, unlawfully? How do they spend with cash? How do they misuse the money, especially the marine industry? That is the blue economy. Who send money they dump untouched in Asia at all. Less investors with less investor confidence. The telecoms, the green economy, agriculture, aquaculture, fish pond, etc. Money they all over the place. But when they can inside, people when they misuse the money, that is what audit Islamic can say. A moving auditor general was like you're making fun of yourself. Very, very unfortunate. You are making a big fun of yourself. That approach, that activity, that action was very, very incorrect, inconsistent, was out of context. Now, this gentleman serving as an acting auditor general have several other chartered certified accountants under him. So many where they generate all the importantly, put them together. You don't question the auditor in reports. You're going for amendment. You don't question the judge. You appeal on in judgment. So you do not blame the auditor. And neither you start questioning what he's doing. So that was the time I wonder why anti-corruption for being a question within the audit so general don't do about janitor. How many what janitor and this what I meet. You don't question the general. You come and ask question for clarify. That's all you do. The auditor learning work, Sami work, passing body, figure, mathematics, numeracy, statistics, English, English different. Accounting English from law English. If far differs, medical English. So that we get for no. Now, it tells you again that the civil servant them lazy. They're very, very lazy. They're not able for retire money. I give you 10 billion all years. You submit a budget. You quantitatively quantify how much you buy one box pen, one jewelry set, one packet book, one packet eraser, cabinet, chair, table, how much you pay for each bill, all things you calculate, you take time. You give me I approve them. Once I approve them, the next thing you can do now, you wait ahead and now not use the money appropriately. So,
this using the money appropriately, we get something now, for example, we say financial irregularities amounting. That means that the way how they spend money, we're not correct. It go to the tune of 108.77 billion leons, and then we put that to dollars. When we talk about 1.4 million dollars, we now in the loss inside this particular report. Going get into laziness. If we go into the last book, of the audit report of 2021, 2021. We find out say a lot of office them they where they actually watch and see how they able for correct some of them financial, activities them. But this audit report omits plenty office them, plenty office where we find out say them they're very sensitive and then they spend a lot of the country money, but then deliberate, well, I don't say deliberately, they avoid for audit them. We don't see anything about the office today.
I wonder which kind of Auditor General gets. He's not the people's Auditor General. The auditor gets a mandate. Now, 2012, we will see the audit report out. 2012, now we will see the audit report out. Audit report were never, never. They were never sent out to the public. Never. Now, only 2012. Secondly, in 2012 was the time they review, they change completely the audit reports. And then so say they give auditor power according to the Supreme Audit Institution, the mantra and the mandate. They give them power for audit every other office. That is how auditors all over the world help them various countries. That is the only way out. They give them power. And the Auditor General in office now a creature of the 1991 Constitution. So that's very unfortunate. For let you go, avoid some offices, you pick some offices. So it tells you he's not a people's auditor.
One office where they are the spotlight, where always go kind of in mind, because we get for things say na the center of attraction, the lead the agenda in terms of fighting corruption. The office of the president, for example, if I'm going to the audit report and quick one, I'll just see quickly waiting I can get quick one. Let's just get the audit report. Fine. The audit report. If we go into the audit report of 2020, yeah, we talk about the office of the president. You see a lot of things them there inside the office of the president, office of the vice president, the chair, the first lady, a lot of things then. And when you go into this report, you find out say thousands of dollars them actually they're not spent on the right way. They give they give contract them to wrong people them. So this office alone, the office of the president, the office of the vice president, the office of the first lady, we find out say just them alone, billions of leons they we lost, we don't able for account proper one for. They're not able for give proper receipt. And we see inside the audit report, even accused of double dipping, accused of possible, money laundering, accused of several other things then. But this now one of the reasons we make the Auditor General day in hot water right now, because as far as them concerned, they expose the office of the president to ridicule. Now in 2022, the 2021 financial year, we don't see anything about all of the office there. Not the vice president, not the first lady, not the office of the president. They totally avoid them. They only get what they call office. Let me get the exact word. They only get what they call the cabinet secretariat. And even now, nothing absolutely not that they will see you. They just tell you about two people that will get contracts, and the contracts get then take money past it. That's all about the one whole cabinet.
It's quite interesting. God will free Sierra Leone, but it's quite interesting to go through. I mean, we voted for a change. For me, I think about a progressive change, a change that will bring about, an economic revolution, energy revolution, infrastructure revolution. But the way how things go, so we don't see the headway, we don't see light. Light no day. If you don't avoid the office of the president, we just spend a huge chunk of money. The first lady, huge chunk of money. The office of the vice president, huge chunk of money. Who should I get you on for go? Who do I get effect corruption? What do you want to tell you about? I can say, me not talk again about them this time. It's no problem. Not because of that kind of programs and way, I'll take me time for talk. but really don't become so dormant. Because they can tear us. Then you have civil societies who are now evil societies, who are on the brown envelope, supporting whatever happened. Like you see the bad soul, then you support them. It's so unfortunate, very, very unfortunate what is happening. And the problem is, I don't think people within this government understand financial management or get financial intelligence or understand mathematics. That is the problem. Because if you get financial intelligence, you don't expand cabinet. You don't expand the cabinet. But you don't expand cabinet in such a way, we all love it. How many ministers at Pakaba? How many ministers at Aneskoma? How many ministers based in BOAV? How many? So you start to ask the questions. So you spend more in public sector. And the private sector is going to go at all. And the government also should be private sector oriented. These are problems, looming danger. They are not private sector oriented. They feel say, all work for be given. All work, now public sector for PPIM. No. Employ 20% of people who are employable. 80%, then they go work in the private sector. Sorry. That's all. So people know what to do. But here we have people who are only going to work within the public sector and not the private sector. And so the president, they expand cabinet after election. Before they expand them back, these are all part of the problems. We didn't overspend. And now a whole audit must come out and not touch on the office of president, the vice president, and the first lady in office. Nothing like that. So that means they control them. Even when they control them, they might co-manage the process, stage manage the process. Even as that, you get a cash loss of $1.5 million. Imagine if he was never micromanaged, or if the Auditor General's office was never state managed. What if we don't come out? Imagine last year, money is worth millions of dollars. We lost. Office of President, they submit fake receipts. Office of the First Lady, get a cash loss equivalent to billions of leons.
Yes, then submit fake receipts, yes.
Yes. You don't get any financial systems in place, no checks and balances. It's simple. Get somebody, we get just an ordinary BSc in accounting. He gave a help that office did very, very well. Handle all the money, which come in, how it go out, how it is managed, how it's not managed. You manage them well, you handle them well. But it can be said, they are all not, this time around, nothing like that was done. So then get the now, Auditor General, when you work in their own interest. So what we end up do, we give us an open letter to the Auditor General, reminding him of what his predecessor did, identifying the office of President, Vice President, First Lady, and all the pitfalls and irregularities, and then look at not politics, but look at which international auditors they see. And these are all things that CASHAPP don't come out to see. They're not going to support. Sorry. They can't support anybody for occupy that seat because a problem. Now, my advice could go like this: that be that as it may, no auditor will come out clean. But however, this now an unfortunate situation for country, a very, very bad for country, it's not good at all for the country. For every day, we don't know what the president spend, how much he spend per year, how much they began with the interest rate, how he spend the money, what he spend them to. VP's office. Nobody knows up to now how the VP's office spent their cash. It's unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. So we are asking and that scrutiny be done. Let the state at your best mark. We ask that the state laga Chenopias. We ask that the state laga Chenopias. That's all. That's all the problem.
So if I can go back to the Auditor General, it been signed waiting and call affidavit now the I Court or Supreme Court. Also it ask for lady actually interpret, give explanation to the state in which they suspend them. Yeah. Inside that in affidavit they even talk say before they suspend them, then call them to plenty meeting with regards to the audit report. Because after in deputy, when I've been there in charge of the office of the president, where you don't audit and bring out a lot of things then, the office of the IG call them to meeting for talk about that reporting before they release them. The ONS call them, then talk about them. AG call them, then talk about them. Accountant General, all man they call them for let them talk about this particular thing. Just for let them make sure say, and not pull this particular report. But them in a big diplomatic for talk to them on them particular thing there. Even the office of the president call them on this particular report. But because he failed for listening to waiting and tell her, he go out and release the report, or he go out and print the report, that is why they say they suspend them because they take control or whatever. They go against in your office. Now they don't get the one where actually, in your opinion, they see to their interest. Because if I can remember, the time when the president 3 years, when he been go na been to money, he talk and clear say anybody will not vote for him or will not support him, he go become odul for him and he go pull that person out of a way. And exactly that with the CISO.
Well, frankly speaking, when you talk about financial management, you're not going to do it for politics. An auditor qualified, you don't forget an approved certificate, either a CPA, ACCA, CIMA, or whatever. That qualifies you. You can get job anywhere in the world. Any part of the world, you get job. So you will be better paid in that job day, more than even the office of the Auditor General. That never know. Or you guys say, you don't know my life. You're MBA. You are made for life. You get money for life. But an accountant who is not in job, I'm an auditor. We understand what people do. Not ever compromise the standard. This guy might read accounting, not an auditor. He not get an SEC paper. So he not going to call MM. I call him. He not get MM. This is what I can use. But however, you as a lawyer can go to not department at any university. But you're not called to the bar. You don't belong to any chamber. So you don't get Trump card. So they can't work now. So Gwanda. They can turn you any kind of way because you don't get Trump card. If they sack you now, so You don't get opportunity. That is the problem. So this government know very well this. Not going to see. You don't get Trump card. If we get Trump card, you don't go do this kind of thing. For a move from the audit reports, the office of the president, for a move from the audit reports, the office of vice president, for a move from the audit reports, the office of first lady, they don't do that at all. Even the military, we get classified information. You get for good audit them. The police, you go audit them. ONS, audit them. See how they spend the money. Now money, the auditor will tell you, the auditor, a typical auditor, will tell you, I want to know the truth, or you want to know the truth, follow the money. Follow the money. You will know how to treat an auditor. I'm going to go to you, then the information in the camp. When they come, then they ask you first, with this. Like cash, you don't use so. When I'm not going to bank, like my own bank statement, I see the bank balance, opening balance, closing balance, and see all the transactions. Watch the budget line, tally them, and I look at procurement. How you spend the money, when you spend them, with who you spend them, all these things. But the problem is, those I don't. It's difficult for understand. Again, the voice too croaky, I get cold. So like, I think say we will discuss further on this policy, but it's appalling. It's unfortunate that things like this are happening in Sierra Leone at this time. We will not get any headway. You know, it is very, 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 very bad. But we have to try. We just say we up the game. But with this kind of thing that happens now, you move VP office, President office, the First Lady office, none in audit. Last year or 2020, funds given by Parliament were ciphered. It was identified. So for that reason, they remove the Auditor General. Now, you know, you move on, they install somebody where I would say is mediocre, does not have an ACCA qualification, does not have a CIMA paper, does not have a CPA. My brother, we are heading for hell, a doom and destruction. We're going for.
So reports like this, you know, what it will mean? Who's kind face, who's kind signal, or who's kind message where it will send to the one the way they give me money at the end of the day, the donors them.
We are corrupt. Sierra Leone is corrupt. That's all I'll tell you. And I speak that as society. I speak that as an accountant.
But we don't see you say the president say that they actually fight corruption, and the way how they do things, they actually don't change the image of the country internationally.
That is not like changing the country internationally. Now we don't change the face of the country internationally in corruption. Do you know what an Escobar did in fighting corruption? What he said he would do, he did. Then he viewed Anti-Corruption Act of 2008, 2001, then totally expunged all thing. From 7 crimes, they added 20 more crimes, 27 crimes. And by then, the Office of the Attorney General, they nulled so many cases then. There was no case from 2008 to 2018 that was nulled in the Office of the Attorney General. None. No case. On artisan call, JFK, or Macaulay. No case was nulled. Now we don't see 49,000 bags of rice has been nulled. It's nulled. Please. Don't over talk and works. You know what Alex Kumar did in the fight against corruption? He ministers him. a minister said, the mayor of Freetown, an elective position, was removed from office. Please, Africa, Shako Chijankuruma, Demboku, etc., etc. Demboku, with Islam. And once you're pauper, you never be convicted. You know, what happened to massacre. They don't fear of all the crimes. What next now? What next? What next? After election, if SAP win, then they go for exam. Give another position. Period. Who is fighting corruption? There. No talks, like walks. We know what's going to happen. We are familiar with issues. We understand. So it's not talk and talk. It's about works. What you say for do, on paper, do them. We'll see. We'll come out. We'll come out. But say I affect corruption, no. This is not a clean way. Office of President was never audited. Office of Vice President was never audited. Office of First Lady was never audited. We spend millions of dollars every year. So tell me, you are talking about fighting corruption.
Now that this particular report now end the 2022, where according to you, it mean it actually alarming. You know, you get a lot of adjectives that we use for describe the kind way how this report telling. If you don't end the year, so what do you think say the 2023 you telling? Because 2023, of course, a lot of people will go for focus on election. You know, a lot of people will go for use because let's tell you this thing. This is not the way how salon people can think of something. If you're not in a house, you know who thief. But when you get stranger, for example, we come, now they tell you one for thief, or let them put another stranger in say na him. So now that election, a lot of people go out for use them as advantage for do again, waiting they want for do and just jump and pass just like that. Say if for example we not win the election and then we could just go. We see it happen in the last government, for example, the party we in NRA Aja Kala Kamara, where at the point where the election not done, we see according to what you understand, a go take bundle left money the way we don't keep like office for able go tap pass where they one after at the end of the day with law. So election they come again. How you feel say go like with regards to corruption?
Well, we didn't expect what may happen for your current of what happen. If we get a new face at State House or a new government or new whatever color with NGC, C4C or APC, the win or COP, win go State House, we expect them to manage the transition period. But that was what was lacking in the last government, this government. They don't manage well the transition. It was not well managed. Then come even ambassadors were sacked. That's the funny thing. You don't sack ambassadors. You recall them. Because the government comes some kind of vendetta, if they pull out, don't use Salat in term or Samil in term or Shaki, we don't know. But the guys to kind of because you don't know who's in pull out or who's in manufacturer. We all get and we hit the G3 reports. So that government will become a new government. If not a new government, get for manage the transition well. If not this same government they continue, definitely it has to be properly managed. But again, I say, if this government continue, there will never be a credible audit report. Except like I said again, there will never be a credible audit report. Except Lagatif appears is consistent. And they do, I will be able to do me letter today or tonight. By tomorrow morning, I don't show say, I don't end with me letter. And you don't open it to the general. and they recommend to them, let move off. He has no business doing there. He's not recognized by ICASL. Like you go make an attorney general and minister of justice. Somebody will never call to the bar. You go make an AG. In a battle, somebody will never call to the bar. You go make a judge. And that kind of thing they do so. The man is here out of the general's office. Somebody will not get an ACC paper. So it's an academic, a professional job. It is not an academic job, a professional job for professionals. I can have a PhD in accounting and say I'm hope do well now audit service. It's not possible. It is wrong. PhD in accounting is academic. We are talking about professional business here. So these things are wrong, but people don't know how for count and see. Even we civil society them. We are limited in saying these things. Some man has been a laureate, some man has history, political science. Some man lead them development studies. So, it's appalling. And some of we, not to all media house to call we, or someone we. So, we have to ask that they state back, large Europeans, they look back into this report. You get large Europeans, you get in deputy, Tamak Bomo is the name.
Okay. The program we watch right now on YouTube and on Facebook, and of course you get Pa Alie Babadie. We actually talk about this audit report where they give him view on this particular issue. You get me, please? Alright, I think the internet saw all them up from there. So we actually don't get a lot of comment on this particular issue. We it is so inside the program today. So unfortunately the internet saw all and fortunately we don't come to the end of the show. So I don't know if the line go able for give them chance again for coming inside. Okay, we don't lost some day. We actually don't lost some over there for now. So we look forward for see if we go come inside again the next 2 minutes. If not, we go round up the program inside this edition and see how best we can able for put things them in place. We want to tell you thank you. You will come and like and share. Please, if you don't like the program yet, consider for like now and share the program so other person will able to get benefit about this whole thing. Yeah, this is on YouTube and on Facebook. My name is Sembepierre, the freedom fighter. As we don't lost Thomas Pa Alie Babadie over there, and we go see how best we can able for discuss this issue because a lot of issues and we just want for summarize. We just decide for summarize this whole thing today, but you get a lot of issues them where this audit report, the guy where we will get for begin look at them one by one, the different ministry departments and agencies them like we've been doing the last report for make you understand how we governments the use and misuse we money. We put them there for let them make a change, for let them create the change. But at the end of the day, we find out say the governments actually they do waiting them feel say they want for do, and then use the money how they want them. So this is not the situation right now inside the country. So one more time, because the line door Hollande, let's just use this opportunity for tell plenty thank you to my producer, where na Elias Abba, we actually done the get the different guest them for let we see how best we can put things them in place. Was well one for tell thank you to we guest when at Thomas Pa Alie Babadie, we don't join me inside the program, and unfortunately the internet don't make it on left the program right now. But we could join you again tomorrow inside another beautiful edition of the program where we call Cool Guests. My name is Pierre the Freedom Fighter. Until we meet again inside another beautiful edition of the program, we're not Cool Guests. One more time, thank you to you who don't come and watch, and you who don't share, you who don't like, and you who don't comment. One more time, catch you again at night with another beautiful edition of the program where we call Weird. Get yourself a very good day. Bye-bye.
This song come up from Madam Sidra to Aminata Kamara from the United States of America. It is dedicated this song to one of the biggest organizations in the world, Weird.
Yeah,
Made a crack on the mix.
91 big boy picking.
it's your double tap, see the ball. Daily days, 091. Yellow flag TVs.
Hallelujah.
Come on. We are the organization. Don't care for every nation. We are the organization. Don't care for promote the nation. They know they mix my politics. They know they pass tribalism. They know they mix my politics. Yeah. They know they pass no tribalism.
This now we hard, duck and now we land. So la we all and fine. This now we hard, duck and now we land. So la we all and fine. Who know they back kapu kapu? We had no mix bag bamu bamu. We know they back kapu kapu. We had no mix bag bamu bamu. But tell the brother sister them say we had don't come over.
We are now we are.
Tell them for we, tell them for me say we had don't come over.
We are now we are. We are the organization. Don't care for every nation. We are the organization. Don't care for promote the nation. They know they mix my politics. They know they pass tribalism. They know they mix my politics.